I need to stop refreshing Reddit because every time I do, there's a new reason to make a video. So one of the biggest game launches of the year has just happened. I'm talking 2 million copies sold in 24 hours. And players have already found something in it that developers clearly did not want anyone to find out. In Crimson Desert, Pearl's Abyss massive open world RPG that has been getting hyped for years has launched on Thursday. It sold like crazy. The reviews are mixed but generally positive. A lot of people are unhappy that some people are negatively reviewing the game, and it shows how influential this game has been just on launch. And then within hours, people started to poke around, and let's just say people are really not happy with what they found out. And it's kind of a big issue, the fact that they found this out the way they did. And you're going to understand exactly what I mean in just a moment, because it's not too much about what they did, about how they didn't disclose what they are doing. And if this happened in this game, who knows how many other games similar situations can happen in. And it's more so the implications. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Players were going around and they found the use of AI art, specifically AI paintings in game. Now, for some of you guys, that may not sound like a big deal, but I'm going to tell you in this video exactly why this issue leads on to a much wider problem. So let's talk about the actual issue here. Specifically inside of the game, there's a manor house in the first major city. And there's a staircase covered in some fancy gold frames paintings. And here's a problem. So in the early portions of the game, you will basically find some paintings, and clearly the devs went too bright because if you zoom in, it looks like absolute nightmare fuel. I don't understand how they thought they could get away with this, and honestly they should have just disclosed it if they were going to make it this blatant. Now in these paintings you could see horses with 5 legs, humans melting into the horses, faces that look like someone has smudged them with their thumb, all framed in a gorgeous ornate gold frame like it belongs in the scene. Now clearly that painting is not worthy to be placed where it is, and second of all, they're asking for trouble. How can they even do this? If you're going to use AI, at least try to hide it. And if you are trying to use AI, you first and foremost have to disclose that you're going to use it, which guess what, they did not do. Reddit user Rex Spy was the first to blow this up, and people immediately started hunting for more, and guess what, they found it. Another player, OK Error 403, posted a woodcut style painting pointing out this 3 fingers on one hand and 4 on another, inconsistent strokes and wonky clothing folds, all classic tales of AI. 6 hours into the game and already disappointed, which is rough because by most account the gameplay is actually decent, so it's kind of a shame to really hurt this game's reputation because the developers were just using slop. Generally, I don't understand. It's a painting, just pay some artist to make some images for you. Why would you toss the entire reputation of your game because you were too lazy to contact an artist? It can't be a financial perspective, because it can't be that much to pay for a few art pieces, because the damage you're going to do to your company is going to cost way more than I don't know how much it costs to commission an artist. But trust me, no one's going to forget this. This is how the internet works. The internet never forgets situations like these, and it really causes a big stain on your company's reputation. Now, one user put it perfectly: create a massive world with hundreds of intricately designed systems and toolboxes, and then generate sloppy AI art for decorations. Classic stuff. Yep, I think he pretty much put it perfectly. Now, someone called it Slop. Now, of course, many people are really not happy with this, and I can't blame them, because it's a bit of a slap in the face, let's be honest. They are right. Why make this massive, amazing open world just to slap weird AI art, which completely breaks the immersion and is sort of disrespectful to everybody, because no one likes AI art. And at least make some good ones. Like, if they're gonna do this, at least use Google Gemini, because I've been using Google Gemini. No, I haven't. I'm joking. Don't kill me. At least use a good AI image model that doesn't look like slop. Actually, no, that's a bad idea, because then we can't tell. Because Gemini's actually getting pretty good nowadays. I don't know. I'm not an expert on AI slop, okay? But this is just blatantly bad. But here's what makes this extra funny though. Pearl's Abyss marketing director, Will Powers, literally went on record last month saying every single NPC in Crimson Desert was voiced by a real human actor. They were bragging about authenticity and the human touch, and then the paintings on the walls look like a fever dream a neural network had after eating a horse. Okay? Come on, man. Could you guys just be consistent, okay? If you like AI, just say you like AI. I won't mind. It's not going to be that bad. Now, you can voice every NPC in the game. Now, how can you voice every single NPC in the game and you still can't hire someone to paint a picture for a wall? Public domain art exists. There are literally thousands of medieval paintings you can find and use them for free. But no, we got five-legged horse abomination in a gold frame instead. But here's a part nobody's really talking about yet. Crimson Desert's Steam page has no AI disclosure. None. Since 2004, Valve has required developers to disclose if they use generative AI in their game. Now, Pearl Abyss did not tick that box, which means they either generally did not know these assets are AI generated, placeholder art that someone maybe forgot to swap out, which is extremely embarrassing, or they knew and they just hoped no one would zoom in, which is 10 times worse, and I'm probably leaning towards that one because I'm getting annoyed with Nvidia, especially to do with their DLSS, and a video is going to come out on that probably today or tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe to hear my thoughts and why that is so bad, because what are the times you are living in? AI is just taking over. And here's another thing. The exact same thing happened with Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Players found AI environmental art, it became a whole massive thing, and I'm pretty sure they ended up getting an award taken away from them because they didn't disclose it. It was a massive scene. Everyone in the industry watched that happen and, were taken aback. It's a pretty big deal. And Pearl Abyss, well, they done it anyway. So I'm actually a bit confused. Like, do these higher ups not know that people do not like AI? Because it seems like all the higher ups of the companies absolutely love AI. Nvidia's whole new thing. I think they're leaning all in on generative AI, DLSS5. No one likes it. And all these companies, they're just begging to use AI and they will switch in a heartbeat, but the community doesn't. And it's at the point where maybe they're just trying to wait until everyone kind of doesn't care anymore, but that may not be the case. Now, Pearl Abyss hasn't responded to any of the multiple outlets that's reached out for comment. It's been total silence, which is not a good thing. So we're definitely going to have to see what's going to happen. I'm going to follow this closely, so if you do want to understand what they're going to do next, make sure to press the subscribe button so you can stay up to date. Now, it's a bit annoying because 2 million copies in 24 hours and they can't even put out a statement is extremely disrespectful to the players. Look, is this going to ruin the game? No. These are paintings on walls that most people would sprint past without a second glance. But it's the principle. You got a game that costs full price, made by a studio with massive resources, and they couldn't be bothered to pay an artist to fill some picture frames in a game where they're actively bragging about not using AI for voice acting. So all I have to say is pick a lane. Just do it, okay? Just stop being dishonest. I got nothing more to say about this. I think we're heading to a society where AI generated slop is going to be the one we live in unless we fight back. And to hear my thoughts on that, make sure to stay subscribed because I have a lot more video on generative AI coming out.